Well, hello. I'm about to do another Cobi video of the Challenger 2 tank in Ukrainian markings. It came in a normal large box. .135 scale. I really can't see a difference between the 1/30/28 and 1/35 and 1/32 and all that good stuff. They're all around the same. Here is the instruction manual. Remember, the parts page always is an important thing. As far as the build on this, very, very simple, forgiving. A lot of small pieces, you got to pay attention, but overall, probably the best Cobi tank I've built. It runs really smoothly. The detail's very good. The gun's a bit different because it's a one-piece gun, two pieces you snap together, not little links that you put on. The pilot, the tank commander figure is very detailed. And overall, it's a pretty good tank. It came into general service in 1998, and there are only 3 countries that currently use this tank, one being Great Britain. Tank originated in Great Britain. The other being, God, I gotta look, the Royal Army of Oman, and of course the 14 that were sent to Ukraine. The reason these were sent to Ukraine being that the English thought if they sent these, the Germans would send Leopards, and the United States would send Abrams tanks. This tank, the Abrams and the Leopard are very similar. This tank has a 120 millimeter Rheinmetall gun, the same way the Abrams and the Leopard do. Only difference with this gun, it's a rifled barrel. Sorry, this is kind of weird. Meaning that the grooves within the barrel itself will straighten the projectile and give it longer range, just as in a regular rifle. A smoothbore gun will not have the range. So the optics on this tank and the computer using to acquire targets are far superior because of the rifled barrel 120 millimeter gun that it has. It also uses a Perkins direct injected turbo diesel engine. And basically, it's really not the right tank for Ukraine from a battle standpoint. The Leopard and the Abrams are far more quicker, more maneuverable, and could get up to speed quick. This tank is not. And it's not as maneuverable because of the armor. But this tank is a tank-on-tank tank to kill other tanks, probably, I don't know, they say the best. Reason being, it has composite Choblin armor, which is unique to this tank and to the Abrams. The Abrams has the same type of armor, and the difference being the Abrams has a gas turbine, which gives it a lot of power. This only has a turbo diesel. Diesel fuel is easier to get, so that's a plus of this tank. This tank also has the 120 millimeter rifle gun matched with the Choplin armor, making this tank a pretty well protected tank, and a tank that could actually effectively and very skillfully kill other tanks. Maybe that's one of the reasons why. I know they lost one of them down there in Ukraine, but they've actually been performing pretty well. The others, And rumor has it that they say this tank can outperform the Abrams. The biggest plus of this tank over the Abrams is the diesel engine. You're going to find fuels that put in it to allow the tank to run and burn properly. Whereas gas turbine, you need special fuel. So to me, it's kind of a gimmicky thing in terms of real world brutal fighting. A diesel powered tank will do better. Um, as far as other specs of this tank, it's got a speed of 37 miles an hour, a range of about 340 miles, and it has two 7.62 millimeter machine guns. It has one somewhere down here, and another one that's up on the turret at the other hatch. It has a four-man crew. It even has a tea maker, if you can believe that. Well, it is a British tank, so why not have tea at tea time in your tank while you're fighting your battle? What else about this baby? And the biggest thing about this is its superior firepower and armor, and that's the biggest plus. And so, as far as that, engaging Russian tanks, I mean, it's performing fairly well, I guess. Whether or not they're going to have more of them, I don't know, because the British have a Challenger 2 tank, a Challenger 3, excuse me, tank, to replace this one that's made in conjunction with Rheinmetall in Germany, also involved with the Leopard, and then the upcoming Panther tank that they have coming out. So this one, I mean, not as modern as the one that's coming out, but tough enough to slag it out over in Russia, in Ukraine, and in Russia. I'm sure they went into Russia when they invaded Kharkiv, where Kursk. No, it's where Kursk is. The big tank battle from World War II. That's where they're in now, occupying parts of Russia. Overall comments of this, like I said, this is probably one of the better models that they've come out with. I mean, as far as build quality and ease of build and just the way it looks. I've had it. It's collected a little bit of dust since I built it, but I dusted it off. But it's actually pleasant to look at, and it's nice to see all the modern influences within here and just how tanks have progressed from World War II up to this point, where you have one tank that does everything. The MBT main battle tank would be this, the Abrams, Leopard, and of course the Russian T-80 and T-72 tanks. They're all battling for supremacy over in Ukraine right now. It's one big test bed. I do have something though that I did get for Christmas that I haven't started building yet. I'm trying to get in the IS-2. It'll take a while to build this. This one's completely different from other Cobi tanks. The turret has interiors, and I will definitely put that video up as soon as I build that. As far as anything else with this, it has a smoke dispensers up front on a turret. It's good sloping, and being that it uses Choplum armor, and a lot of the stuff is secret as far as the materials, but there's a lot of composites. It's steel and composite mixed together. The closest thing in terms of mixture of materials would be some of these Casio watches. They're steel, composite, resin, plastic mixture, or this. This is a Kevlar composite on one of my pens, but think of this combined with metal to form the armor in this tank. And the thing is, they don't tell you percentages because it's supposed to be secretive and all this stuff, but that's what gives this thing superior protection. One other thing, build-wise, the bottom of this tank, the way it comes like in little modular pieces, sections, fit together awesomely, making probably one of the most durable bodies when you get the bottom portion put together and you get the wheels on. My recommendations, I would buy this one just because it's a modern current tank. It's Ukrainian markings because it's being used to fight over there. But I mean, you just see everything about this. Why this thing is such a superb, ergonomically fit design. It's a four-man tank too. It doesn't have a large crew. But I mean, even when you build it and run it, it runs great and it sounds great. I also have coming up F-22 Raptor that Cobi just came out with not too long ago, and I built a model of it. I will be doing a video on this in the next couple of days. I think this is probably one of their best model kits in terms of putting it together, build quality, and just overall ergonomics. But enough of that, because we're still focusing on this tank. And let me put this back. Oh. And overall, I'd say this is, like I said, one of their best. I'm very pleased with it. And it's a very relevant tank. You could go up on the internet and find any other information that you'd want to find if you want to get more detailed study of this tank and basically how it relates to other modern tanks. But very pleased. So I'd have to give it a 5 out of 5. Perfect score. Well, that's about it with this. Like I said, I have one coming up for the F-22 and the IS-3 when I build it. And I have a few pen videos that I'm going to show. Got a few things around Christmas and stuff, so just general knowledge things to share. And that's about it. So I will end this video here, and hopefully I don't look too bad. Come back with another one with the F-22 in a few days, and then once I get the IS-3 built, one for that one. Thank you once again, and talk to everybody soon.